Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this Bold and Raw Talks with me, Benjamin Junior Bogonko. I hope you're fine wherever you are. Welcome today, the August of 26th, 2020, Wednesday. I hope you had a nice day or a nice evening, or you're having a nice afternoon, whatever you're going to be watching me from. Today, I have a guest, and we will be continuing a discussion which I had yesterday, inviting multiple people to give their opinions, both men and women. But for this one today, I have a guest who has appeared here before to share her thoughts together with me. It will be a candid talk talking about a trending man who is a Caucasian called Mike Oliver, uh, specifically in Kenya, and with allegations that he had multiple girlfriends and maybe, probably, he had infected them with STIs. So I welcome you to tune in, share the video, tag a friend. Let's listen to her experiences, her thoughts, and what she's going to say together with mine, combined together. For the next 1 hour or so, we will be talking with my guest. So she's ready. I'm going to be bringing her right now. Hello there.
Hi Benji, hi
Hi,
guys,
Essy.
hi.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Very humbled to
Long
be
time no
here.
see.
It's been a minute, but
Yeah.
I watch you and you keep, surprising us every time. So keep doing what you do, man. We are learning a lot and we're getting also to meet and mingle through you.
Do you watch Meet and Mingle?
Of course I do.
Oh, really?
Of course I do.
You watch it underground, eh?
Even if it's anything, your magic.
Do you comment or you just watch?
I don't comment, but I do watch, and
Yeah,
I think it's amazing that
yeah.
I don't even know how you came up with that concept, but it's amazing that people are
I
looking for
tried it
love.
last year around May.
Hmm.
And last year I was actually inviting one person at a time.
Mm.
I invite a lady, she comes and talks what kind of a man she's looking for. And then I
Mm.
have to go through the comments until I find a man who wants to talk to her and then invite the man. It was
Oh
really
wow,
tedious. Yeah.
this is a lot of work.
Yeah, but now the platform that I have, the software that I'm using, I can
Yeah,
invite so many people at the same time, and
yeah.
that makes it easier for me. But in the meantime, hey, we are ignoring the viewers. Can you see their comments?
No.
That is so unfortunate. Anyway,
Oh,
I
hi
will be.
viewers, hi guys.
Hello, viewers. We can see you guys. Anyone who knows Essy Soni, leave a comment there. I want you to specifically greet her, and then I'll
Oh,
give you a shout out.
amazing.
Like I have Nancy Kadenge is saying, "Welcome our guest."
Oh, thanks, Nancy.
They are complaining your volume is a little bit low.
Is it? Can I, let me try. Let me try just like straight up headphones. And you
All
tell
right.
me whether there's a difference.
If you can't hear her very well, please add your volume on your phone too, as a viewer.
Yeah,
Okay.
let me tell me.
All right. Okay. Let me see. Um. All right. Hello, Nyanchamaline. Thank you so much. Need more tuning from South Africa. Thank you.
Is
Um.
is that a little bit better?
Hello. Yeah, I can hear. For me, I can hear you. I don't know about the viewers. The viewers, can you hear Essy Sony very well? Let's wait for the comments. Huh?
Okay, okay. Let me know.
All right. All right. Okay. Nemo says hi, Sonny. Hi,
Hi,
Essy.
Nemo. Oh, you people are really really good.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Charity says your show's gonna make my boss rush me. I don't know what Charity is saying. All right. Quinn says, but we can't see you again. Essy, I don't see you. I can't see. All right. Good.
Okay,
So Quinn Bean just says the volume is okay. Now we
okay.
can hear you.
Awesome. Great.
Loud and clear, Gathoni Kamau. Thank you so much. Betty says
Awesome.
loud and clear.
Perfect.
All right. Okay. That's good. That's good. That's good. Anyone who knows
Awesome.
Essy Sony can
Where,
give a shout out right
where
now.
are my peoples? Come represent.
All right. If you know Essy, you've watched her videos, you like what she talks about, self-love, self-happiness. This is
Yes.
the best show for you to watch and listen to her opinions and her thoughts about this story. If you're watching her for the first time Welcome here. All right, all right. Somebody say Charity, the smiles.
Oh,
Beautiful
Charity.
smiles. And I hope you smile today. Okay. Urucha Denny say it's better now. She's clear. Thank you. Thank you so much. England patience, I see you. Hi, Soni Dorothy Mwikali.
Hi, Dorothy.
Thank you so much. Okay. And finally, who else is here? Lenda Kihoro.
Wewe ni uchokozi.
Do you know Lenda Kihoro?
I do.
Okay.
Ameniita anti wa diaspora. Sawa tu umeniongeza miaka. That's okay.
All
I'll
right.
take it.
All right. Okay, now we're going to begin because we have enough of the greetings. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to keep on sharing the video. The story can touch you in one way or another. You may not be a victim of this whole story, but what I believe in, every time I come across this kind of trending topics, especially about this guy, Mike Oliver, the people that I put on the picture are people close to me. My sisters, my aunties, my cousins, my children, people who are so close to me. And every time I put them in the picture and then I ask myself, if it is my sister in this story, I think I will have different opinion. But now that my sister is not there, I can say whatever I want to say. So as you're watching this video as a man or as a woman, I want you to think about the closest family members involved directly to this story. What will you say? How will you deal with it? That's what I want you to be thinking about. And that's why I want you to share the video, tag as many friends as you can, and let's have a candid talk with Essy Soni. Essy.
Yes.
The queen of self-love, self-happiness. And first question, how much do you love yourself?
Oh my God. You know, I don't want to get in so much trouble because sometimes I feel like in our culture, we were taught to love other people, serve other people. And I think we were taught if you love yourself, that's a bit selfish. But I've just changed that whole mindset. And I really would love people to start looking into changing the whole mindset because I'm realizing that if you don't love yourself so much to have overpowering love, then you cannot love others genuinely. So really, I love myself. It's
On
not
a scale
easy.
of 1 to 10? A scale of 1 to 10?
12.5. But
12, more than 10. Okay. Oh my goodness.
But it's not the same every day. It's not easy. It's hard work. Like I have to remind myself every day, especially when I'm going through some challenges. I have to remind myself, Essy, you know, you're created in God's image. You know, you're an African woman, a strong Black woman. So I have to keep talking to myself and remind myself. I don't love myself every day at 12.5. But it's like a well. Sometimes the water just dries a little bit. You have to refuel it a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's a journey. It's not easy. It's hard work. I did not realize that loving oneself can be hard work. It's hard work. And that's why I keep trying to talk to people to remind people that it's something that you have to be conscious of and do often because the benefits are really worth it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
12.5. So today, how are you feeling? Are you feeling at 12.5 or 10 or 7?
I'm on Bold and Talk Show.
Yeah.
I had to fuel myself so that I'm ready for your audience they love you so much. They can be a tough cookie. So I'm here. I fueled. I'm ready.
Okay. I'm going to give you a 10. 10 over 10.
I love 10.
Let me ask the audience, the viewers who are watching, the ladies, especially the ladies, how much do you love yourself? 1 to 10. 10 is you love yourself so much you don't care about anyone or anything or what people say. It's just you. It's just you. And at 1, you are always conscious about, like the question which I asked today in my post, ladies don't want to talk about their ages and they don't want to say about their age. And is it related to self-love? But that's another, that's, no, don't talk about it. I'm just asking the ladies who are watching and even the men, as a man, how much do you love yourself? I am also a king of self-love. I love myself 10 out of 10, any day, anytime. And when it's going down, when I feel like I'm losing it, I remind myself that I'm super good. I am super, super good. I am blessed. I am amazing. I am intelligent. I am everything that is good. And then it goes back to 10. Anyway, All right. I see many people are saying, I love myself so much. Okay. Daisy, I love myself. Mueva Zemasi. Okay. Rose Mango, 10. Zemay, 10. All right. Okay. Don't pretend. Don't pretend. Eh?
And you know what? It's okay. It's okay to not be at a 10, as
Yeah.
long, because sometimes I'm at 3.5, but I tell myself, you're at 3.5. You need to work on it today. And sometimes I'm like, today I'm just gonna be at 3. It's okay. I'll just not interact a lot. I'll take some time for me and just work on it slowly. So it's okay. Don't feel bad if you're not at 10. Just be mindful of why you might not be at 10, and maybe look at some stuff you can do to actually improve that number, which is progressive. You cannot just come from 3 to 10, right? I love Caroline who says 2, and it's okay to be at 2, Caroline. It's just being aware of that and being conscious of that, because when you're at 2 and somebody else, and you're trying to give somebody else 10, can be a lot,
Yep.
to carry. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like Akita, Pamela, and everyone. Anyway, that is one of the things we're going to be talking about, self-love. So stay here for the next, we have gone 13 minutes, so we have
Already.
7. Let's begin with the first segment of this talk today.
Okay.
The white man syndrome. Mike Oliver
Yeah.
has been alleged to have had multiple relationships with so many ladies. And I am sure you saw the pictures trending online, and whatever people have been talking about him and the ladies. And when you saw the pictures, Essy,
Yeah.
the first time,
Yeah.
how did you feel?
Shocked.
Yep.
A bit frustrated. First, I was very judgmental to the ladies. I won't lie. I was like, here we go again. And, why would you do this to yourself? And then I thought a little bit about it. Like you say, the first thought was a bit judgmental towards the ladies, of course, towards the man. I've been accused of supporting women so much and not as much men. So I'm in the women's corner. But at first I was very judgmental. I'm still very judgmental over Oliver, the guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first time I was very judgmental even to the ladies, but that changed as I meditated and thought through it. Yeah.
At the moment, how do you feel about Mike Oliver, if he's watching us?
If this is true and it's not propaganda, Mike Oliver, I think you need to work on your self-esteem. If he's watching, I would say what you did is the most rotten thing that any human being can do to a woman, basically, because these women have families. And so in an effort to prove a point, you've broken people's families, you've broken people's mental health, emotional health, and there's not. And if it's true, he's infected some of them. That is really, really, really wrong and unfortunate. And I'm not Christian enough to say I forgive him, because I don't know him personally, but I'm not a Christian. I've not reached that level of forgive everyone. I still have issues with that man.
With that man, wow.
Yeah.
Let me ask the viewers the same question. How do you feel about Mike Oliver, in your honest opinion, as a man or as a woman? And I'm going to be picking out your say, because we want to engage you as you're watching us. It's not about Benjamin and Essy.
Yep.
I want you to get involved in this talk as a man. How do you feel about Mike? And as a man also, how do you feel about the ladies? No, men, how do you feel about Mike? And the ladies, how do you feel about those ladies' pictures trending online that he supposedly slept with them? And then I will pick out what you feel about the ladies. What you feel about these ladies on those pictures and the men. Okay, Graf has already commented here. Those women slept with Oliver should all be arrested and prosecuted for promoting prostitution and immorality. Okay, you don't have to respond, Essy.
I cannot help my facial expressions. I know Graf. I know him. He's a troublemaker.
Know him. Yeah, he's very vocal and he can be very opinionated.
Yeah.
That's Graf. But we are still talking about the white man syndrome.
Yeah.
You live in the US. Yeah, and I live in Japan. Obviously, the first time you worked with a white person was when you moved to the US. In the same building, same office. That was the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for me too, when I moved to Japan as a teacher, the first time to work in the same school was with an American guy coming from California. And I remember the first feeling, Your boss introduces you like, Benjamin, this is your co-worker. You're going to be working with him. And he was younger than me. And you're coming all the way from village, Ukombali, from Africa, and you have all this mentality, a white person, and how they are intelligent, how they are smart, how they are good, how they are better. And my feeling, my first experience to see this guy wearing a black suit, a white shirt, and he was wearing, I even remember the necktie was, I think, a purple necktie, looking really gorgeous and smart, well-dressed guy. I was very nervous. Honestly, I was very nervous to talk with him. When we sat together and he was explaining to me, this is how we work, this is how you teach. And he was like teaching me and training me on what to do. And all the time I was like nervous. I was like, oh my goodness, am I going to survive this? But anyway, to cut the long story short, after some time I got used to it, and then I began to change my perception. And that is where self-love and having self-confidence as a man, as a black man, made me to be like, it's okay. I can do it. I can actually do better than him.
That's it. Yeah.
How was your experience the first time you were working with a white? Was it a white lady, a white man, or several of them?
So actually, I came here from school. I'm from Moya. Shout out to Kirinyaga people. They were Moya. So I'm from Moya village. And so I also grew up being taken to my parent. My mom is deep Catholic. So I went to Sunday school from a very young age. And I was taught black devil looks like me and white is an angel. And of course, when you're Catholic, you have those posters of a white Jesus with blue eyes. So that is the concept I grew up with. Fast forward, I come to college to do my master's here. And it's a class full of people who do not look like me, a teacher who doesn't look like me. And I remember the first few days, weeks or months, I was just quiet. And a teacher would say something and I would say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. And we would have, group. So I had an inferiority complex. I felt they're better than me. And if somebody talked to me, I felt like it's a privilege or she wants to be my friend. Actually, a few of them, approach me. They're very outgoing, right? Their culture is very outgoing. Our culture is a bit quiet. And so they would come like, hey, you want to be friends? And I would feel, oh, I'm privileged to have, Caucasian friends. So it was not an easy cultural change. And I think the question was, how was it? It was tough.
Like Charity says, personally, she felt humiliated, low and depressed because being in white land, they definitely see us as the most cheap goons. Yeah. How was your first experience to work with a white? All right. Let me see. So you felt kind of you were dealing with an inferiority complex.
I was because I wasn't. I don't think at that point. I look back a few years ago. At that point, I did not know who Essy is. Again, in Kenya, everybody looks like you. Even the few Caucasians you interact with, I mean, in your land, you don't even think a lot about it. But when you come here, I did not find where I fit in. And it was a struggle because, again, we were always taught, or I was always taught, and I can tell this is a lot in my community, always taught to serve others. How can you make it better for somebody else? I wasn't taught to first serve me and to love me and to know who I am. Because if I knew who I was, then all those thoughts, inferiority complexes, and everything that I went through would not have happened. Even like when I got my first job, I was offered my first job when I was graduating. And I remember I didn't even negotiate. I was like, oh, you want to hire me? So
my mind is hiring me, like I'm
like,
going to be working for you guys.
You feel like it's a privilege, and because you don't see the potential you're bringing to the table, because again, you don't focus on yourself. And you're talking about women, even men. I have a lot of friends who came here, Kenyan men, and the first few years walikuwa wanagonga mzungu, Spanish, Chinese, ilikuwa anataka kulala na mimi, I want to talk in Swahili in that. So for that, it was like, ooh, it's a privilege, and ooh, I'm better than, so it's not only women, even men go through that experience.
I was there. It took me some time. It took me like, I'm kind of self-confident. for me, it didn't take too long. Like I would say, not more than 3 months to master and be like, hey, I can do it. Come on, Benjamin, you can do it. So I want to ask the viewers.
Ulikimbisha to Japanese.
No,
Don't
I want
listen.
to ask the
I'm
viewers,
just kidding.
what was your experience for the first time to work with a Caucasian, a white man or a white woman, or white men and white women? If you're a black man and you're watching this, if you're a black lady and you're watching this from African community, how was your experience the first few days, the first few weeks? Whether you're a man pretending to be so strong on social media, very intelligent and very confident, how was it to be put in the same office with these people? But let's now divert to, go deeper to this segment. The African ladies in those pictures and what you went through as Essy. Is it true that a majority of the ladies still believe that a white man is romantic, is sexier, is better than a black man, is more honest? What do you think?
Okay, Can we first remove the romance part?
Okay.
That romance part we'll talk.
This is the perception. I'm just saying, like,
No,
is it true?
No, so the romance part. Yeah, I love my Kenyan people, but I think the romance part is. I think Kenyan culture and Caucasian culture is very different. So a Mzungu approaching you as a woman is very different from a Kenyan approaching you, and they're definitely more romantic, I feel, because they're more emotional. So there's a Kenyan man and I need kuenda mjengo for 2 days, atakuja kubaia maua, or he's gonna have to go buy meat, for the family. But I think it's the emotional side. They'll buy you flowers, they'll buy you chocolates, they will use the words like, I've come all the way to Kenya just for you, and $1 is equals to 100 Kenya shillings, and he'll take you out in high-end restaurants and treat you for a few days as the queen. So that for a woman, women are very emotional. So I feel like that for a woman, kind of,
it's nice.
It's nice. It's a nice feeling for a woman. It's
if
a nice
I came
feeling
to your
for a
inbox woman. I begin like going to your emotions, like, Essy, how was your day? How are you doing? And how is the summer taking you this time? Getting to your emotions. So most whites focus on the emotions.
Yes.
But for our black brothers, what do they focus on?
Sasa, if you don't reply twice, unaringa unafikiria wewe ndio ulikuwa tunakula. They're so, so umeona vile graph ameandika hapo. I think and again, it's not to excuse the immorality. I definitely realize a few of those women, if it's true, were married, so there's some issues there. But now, if we are just talking about romance, I think the Kenyan men can, if they understand women a little bit more, can be a little bit emotional and maybe improve some language towards women, because women are very emotional and they love, men say women are so complicated. I don't believe it. Women are just so easy. They're emotional. Just say some sweet words, a woman will just melt. I'm telling you. So the romance part, definitely, the Mzungu brings a romance aspect.
Salima says a black man is more romantic than a white man.
Ask Salima what she means by romantic.
I don't know.
We are not saying they're better in other areas.
Adija, the African men are the best.
They are the best, Adija. I agree.
This one, Caroline, is saying that African men focus on the pussy. So let me ask the viewers who are watching here, the ladies, what do you think of African men, the way of approaching you? When an African man is coming to you and coming to the inbox, because we normally these days, people are so lazy to go the traditional way, ask you for a date in the name of Corona, of course, we cannot go out, social distance. How is the approach of an African man in your DM compared to a Caucasian? Put there on the comments and let's see what happens. So final question about the white syndrome thing. Essy, a majority of the ladies worship in quotes.
Yeah, yeah.
They worship the white man and feel like a white man is kind of better off than a black man.
Hmm.
You have mentioned that the white man way of approach is more emotional. They focus on the emotions more.
Yeah.
Any other thing that you think? Because in my meet and mingle, I
Hmm.
have so many ladies who inbox me and tell me, Benjamin, give me a white man, give me a Mzungu Benjamin. Eh?
I also have had those text messages from my girls back home. Hey,
Yeah.
can you get me a
Why?
Mzungu over there?
Why do they text us? We are living abroad and somebody is coming. As let me ask even the viewers, as somebody who you are living abroad, as any of your friends texted you and told you, give me a white man, even if he's old, just give me. Why do you think ladies do that?
You know, Benjamin, and I look at it from this point of view. You're in Kenya right now, and there's a lot of struggle, a lot of problems. Nobody would not like to have an opportunity to do better, or to, you know. I feel like a Caucasian man, even not only Caucasian, any individual who doesn't look like us, somebody who is outside of Kenya, and comes to Kenya, tries to get to that emotional side. And so for a lady who is struggling, or whose family is struggling, sees this is a person who can give me love, but also open doors for more better opportunities for me, and through me, I bless my family. So they see an opportunity of stability, an opportunity of going to a foreign land to make money, to help their families, to remove their families from poverty. So there's also that aspect where we believe that, you know, Caucasians and Chinese and Japanese, any other person doesn't look like us, can be a ticket to a better life. So there's that angle too.
So it's like an opportunity. It's a stepping stone to
Yes.
reaching your ultimate dream. But I
Yeah.
see here many people, Moses Nyanja says poverty. Poverty is one of the reasons that somebody's just poor and you meet this white man who lies to you or pretends that he wants to be with you and you get close to him. At least per se, they believe that white men are rich because they come from abroad. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Let me see. Yes. All right. Like Jonita. Yes. Many people ask for white men or women and they think white people have heaven, or yet it's not true. Jonita actually lives in UK, London, and she tells me the experiences of what many people ask her to connect them to white men and women.
And you know, just to add that,
Yeah.
I would just caution our girls back home, especially our young girls. And you say, and you know that actually ties to social class. Everybody wants to be on social media, you know, showing off some cars, beautiful clothes, beautiful. But I've had experiences, especially of of people who come to Kenya and talk to the young girls, and they'll marry them, bring them to foreign land. But when they bring them to a place of slavery, of sexual assault, of being, you know, being a sex slave. So just be cautious. Be cautious. Just because this person looks like they can be a ticket to a better life, good, there's love. If people find love is a beautiful thing. It doesn't know boundaries. So we're not talking about genuine love. But if this person comes, please do your homework. Let people know where you're going.
Oh, are we losing her? I hope
What is
she's
trying to
coming.
call me.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
know, make a call. Be open where you're going. Let people know. Social media is also a good platform. Reach out to a few people. I'll be with these.
Somebody's calling Essy Soni. Who is this? I can't hear you. I lost your voice. Can you fix the headphone? The earphone jackpot? No, I can't hear you. As she's fixing that, okay. White men are the honest and faithful compared to African men, according to the May Stella. All right. Okay. It's a colonial mentality that every white man is loaded. John Wangendo, thank you so much. Hey, Essy. Hello. I can't hear you. Oh my goodness. Who is bewitching us? Eh? Can you hear me? Can you do this if you can hear me? I can't hear you. What's happening? Can you remove the earphones and then return them? I have and never will. Connie, I never will fall for white men. Okay, Connie Anthony, thank you so much for your opinion. Most ladies die for money. Nafuna Christine, believe me or not, the white men are not good. They are silent banners, and guys don't think they are rich. Mapendo Imano, thank you so much for your comment there. Golda, I see you. Hata weupe kuna maskini, even amongst the white people, there are those who are poor. Essy, I can't hear you. Did you mute yourself on the phone, on the mic there, or the volume? Can you speak without earphones? Let's try without earphones. Hello? No, I can't hear you. What you're going to do is you're going to restart your phone and come back. All right. Oh my goodness. Okay, back to Benjamin alone. I'm going to be reading your comments as Essy works out on her audio, and I hope she will be back. We have 30 minutes to go. Whoever was calling Essy has messed up everything. But let's give her a few minutes. She'll be back here as I read your comments, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Otochi, there's a mentality we as African have that these whites are rich. This is what drives ladies to them. Hence, it's easier for them to win as many ladies as they can. All right. Okay, thank you so much. David Mugabe. Some whites will only use our most fertile African sisters who need more children. Yet those men don't like those extended families of ours. Yeah, you have a point there. Yeah. Do you have any family member who is currently married with a white or a Caucasian? Let me know in the comments. If you have any family member, what is the story? What is the experience? If you have a son, not a son, a cousin, a sister, an aunt who is married to a Caucasian, what is the experience? What's the experience? I'm sure some of you have a family member who decided to go that direction. And so far, so good. What's going on in that family? It's a wrong mentality, Queenie. I see you. Kuna umaskini pia kwao. We have to change it immediately. Thank you so much. Yes, Cheptab, somebody should stop calling Essy. She'll be back in the next 1 minute. All right. Koi Mwai, you're very happy today. I'm always very happy. Yeah. Even when I do my live videos and I look sad, the viewers can tell. They normally just text me and tell me, Benjamin, today you looked sad on that video. You were pretending. They already know me. But anyway, I try as much as I can to be as happy as I can. All right, Feed the Love. Married men, please provide enough money to your wives so that they don't have to go there to search for more income. Thank you so much, Feed the Love. All right, okay. Thank you so much. Amina, I was married with white, but for me, I don't like because white not good. Amina was married to one and it was not okay. In fact, I should be asking the other viewers who are watching here, if you're a lady, have you ever been married or have you ever dated a white person? What was your experience? Even you as a man, have you tried it? Have you tried dating a Caucasian? What was your experience? Let me know in the comments down there below. My guest is coming. Let's pray hard. Eh? Let's pray that she's coming back in the next 2 minutes. And all the ladies who normally inbox me that they're looking for a white man, please watch this video up to the end. Don't go away. I have your messages. Some of them I've never read them, but I want you to pay attention to listen together, me and my guest. Okay, let me see. Okay. Achola Winnie, ladies who always say they want white men. I don't think if they want white men for true love. What I know, they just want them to change their lives. Okay? What do you think? Soni Ahmed, you are welcome. Thank you so much. Character is individual according to Facing Faith. Okay, okay. Okay, let me see. Tuned in from Bahrain. Salima, the white men use the black women, they think we are desperate for money and sex. The second topic which I was planning to talk with my guest today was cultural dynamics, the cultural differences. Cultural difference. Tengani, I see your comment there. It's just a belief that white have money, but the story is different. When I got here, I even saw homeless white people speaking and commenting all the way from the US. If you have never gone to these countries, you might not know. You might not be aware. Okay. Hata kwa dawa, sitawahi date white men, whether rich or poor, according to Ashira. Thank you so much. The problem with us Africans, not a problem with the whites, African men and women, we have got to fix ourselves first. Yes, thank you so much. What Robert is saying there, let's talk about the cultural differences. Fide Love, I was married to a Caucasian man. I just don't want to talk shit about him because he is the father of my kids. For now, I'm only dating African man. So this one has experienced firsthand. Okay. Queen, I have friends who keep on texting me that they want white, but I hate them with a passion. Let's be hardworking people and let's not depend on free things. Faith, Essie's back. Essie's back. Essie's back. Essie's back. She's back with a bang. Okay, Faith, our Kenyan men are supposed to take care of their wives and treat them well. If they do, there would be no married people on Mike Oliver's list. Essy, hello? Oh my goodness.
Can you
Hello?
hear me?
Now I can hear you. Thank God.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, my goodness, what's popping? Hello? Somebody calling her again. You should block this man or this woman for 30 minutes and we finish the show. Who is this disturbing Essy? Essy. Huh? Annette Okumu. A white man will love you without conditions. He will love you the way you are. But Africans, you must be a good cook. You must be perfect. I can't even see myself with an African guy. Being a slave in your own home. White men do all housework. But African men want to be treated like kings. That is a very deep comment there by Annette Okumu. Annette Okumu. African men can never do the housework. Essy.
Hi.
Welcome back. We were going to the second segment here. Oh no, who is this doing this? Hello? Is somebody still calling you?
Yeah, I'm like,
can you briefly block the person?
How do I, wouldn't I have to leave? So I'm just
you can
like
leave the studio.
ignoring.
I don't know, the person is not aware that you are live. Let me remove you from the screen. Text the person you're doing a live video.
Okay.
And good. Then just text. Text. And then you come back. Yeah. All right. Somebody is really calling her. I hope this is the second segment. We are going to talk about cultural differences. Men, do you agree with what this lady is saying? Annette Okumu. Ladies, what do you think about Annette's opinion? Fide Love, you said, you mentioned you are married to a white man, a Caucasian. Did he do all these things? Did he do the house chores? Or it depends with an individual. Just because Oliver did a hell of a job does not mean all Caucasian men are the same. I have never dated one, but I don't think it's fair to demonize all Caucasian men. Auna, thank you so much for your comment there. We are not I'm not doing a show to demonize anyone, and I don't think that is fair. We are just having a discussion to open up our minds, especially with my shows, the Meet and Mingle shows that help ladies and men to meet people of their dreams and their loves of their lives. And some of them want to date Caucasians. At least we are opening minds for both ladies and gentlemen. Essy.
I'm back. Sorry.
Back. Have you sorted out the issue?
I have.
All right.
Like,
Good.
yeah.
Okay. We have spent 10
Sorry.
minutes gone.
I saw that. Can I just talk about that comment that you just read from Anua? I just want to
And
say
Anua,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, I just want to say that we started by saying love is a beautiful thing. Love should not know any color or creed or race.
Yeah.
What we are talking about here is Oliver's case. Oliver is a Mzungu who came to Kenya and serial dated over 50 or 100 women at the same time and then exposed them. That's the only reason why we're having this discussion.
Yeah.
And we are trying to understand from the women's perspective what would go through their mind, because some of them were married, to actually date this Mzungu. So we are trying to look at our cultural attitudes and see what went through us, because of course we want our girls to find love wherever they want to find, but we don't want them to be abused, because what Oliver did is going to lead to emotional abuse, mental abuse, and basically sexual abuse if he's going to start exposing them. He said he has videos. So what we're trying to do is to try to get to the root cause of why all these women at the same time dated this man, trusted this man, became vulnerable to this man, and how can we make sure in the future, our future generations, our young girls, are more mindful, more careful when dealing with all men, and especially men that are different from your culture? Because in our culture, we are taught sex is a beautiful thing. It should be protected. But you go to a different culture, it's a fun thing. It's a social thing. And so we're having these discussions not to beat on any one race, but to have open conversation on what goes on in our minds. This show, we are dealing with women because women are the victims here. And then maybe next year we'll deal with men versus white women, or another tribe, another race, or even our own dynamics between men and women, Kenyan men and women. But for this, I think it's good to be clear that we're discussing this Oliver case because he is of a different race, different culture, came to Kenya and was able to take advantage of over 50 women at the same time and then expose them.
All right.
Yeah, just to clarify that.
Yeah, we are not demonizing
Not at all. Not
any
at all.
race.
Yeah.
Otherwise, with the self-love that I have and my guest self-love that she has,
Yeah.
if you don't love people, you will always judge them.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's at the end of the show, if a Caucasian is watching, it's not about them. We are talking about Mike Oliver, our cultural differences and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's not about summarizing that all of them are bad or all of them are good. Like Fide Love says here, the ex-Caucasian husband would take off with his dog as soon as I started to cook ugali. These are some of the cultural differences.
Yes.
The ladies from Africa, she likes to cook her own food, a Kenyan food, traditional African food. But the ex-husband would take off and say, I don't want to feel it. I don't want to smell it. I don't want to look at it. So see, these are some of the cultural differences. There are many deep cultural differences.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you think they play a role in making a woman to have this conception? Misconception.
I think they do, because I look at, again, I like putting myself in these people, in the women's shoes. I look at myself 10 years ago when I was still a very vulnerable young girl from Ware Village. If a Caucasian man approached me then,
chances are
having that inferiority complex that I had, that, oh my God, he's doing me a favor by loving me, right? I would have given and given and given and given to be with this man, so that, because it's a privilege to be with this man. And I think that's why we're talking about it right now, because we want us as women to really dig deeper into ourselves and realize and wonder, or if this is Oliver. Benjamin, before we had a few radio personalities who text messages were exposed that they were saying, I use this woman, you use this woman. So it's really, it's deeper than just this one Oliver, although we are discussing this Oliver. But how can we as women dig a little bit deeper to ensure that, what we were given by God is treated as something special, not to be used, or not to be used as a revenge. on something that's beautiful should not be used to mentally abuse you or emotionally abuse you. But how can we dig deeper into ourselves? And that's why we are starting to say, but one of the reasons why, one of the not reasons, one of the things, one of the root causes we should start looking at is the dynamics of race. How do young girls view white versus black? If we are having that issue in America, imagine that issue from a Kenyan perspective or an African
Somebody
perspective.
who is now in Africa, somebody in Uganda, somebody in Kenya, where there are no whites, they are only black people.
Benjamin, there was this old man who came from America who had a case against him for child abuse of his own daughter and his family members. He came to Kenya and he started an NGO where he started looking after children, and he abused over 100 boys and girls. Why? Because we think Muzungu is our savior. You know, sometimes you have to be very open and candid. From a Kenyan perspective, if I go to do some non-profit work and a Mzungu comes, they will appreciate.
They will approve
more.
and give the papers and certificate and tell him, hey, go and start your non-governmental organization.
And even when you go to the people who really need, I was in Kenya last year, and even when you go to these places, when you show up and a Mzungu shows up, they will first approach the Mzungu thinking the Mzungu is the one that's
I have experienced it. The first time I came from Japan, I went for my vacation. I mean, the waiter just bypassed me and went to this the Caucasian guy and wanted to talk to, and I asked her, why did you skip me? And she kept quiet. So,
I went to Kangemi. I was doing some work with some groups that I work with, and because when I'm in Kenya, I want to dress like Kenyans, and I showed up in the slum where, and there were of course white people there also helping, and I love that they like to help. But I'm telling you, before they believed that I was there to actually work with them to improve something, some concept, it took a while because we're all looking here. So we've been conditioned to think that Mzungu will bring more hope, more prosperity, no matter whether we are talking about NGO, whether we are talking about work in Kenya. When they get Mzungu is called an expatriate, like you're given more benefits than the Kenyan person doing the work. So we have that cultural mentality where we think race, and that's why we have to work with a white individual, Caucasian individual is
to understand.
Yeah, a Caucasian individual brings a better opportunity or even a better mindset than an African opportunity, an African individual. And that is not only in Kenya. Even here, we fight for equal rights every day, even at work. I'm like, why are you treating me different? Like, you have to keep vocalizing, fighting for equality, and also reminding yourself that you are equal, if not better, at some point with the other individual. So race dynamics definitely play a lot. A big role to do with why sometimes, and you go to Coast. You've gone to Coast. You've seen how these Wazungus are actually even. There was a documentary done in YouTube where these older Mzungu were abusing young girls, our Kenyan girls. So we might not want to talk about it, but the truth is the race dynamic. There's an issue that we need to start opening up and talking about. Who are we as Kenyan people? Who are we when we compare ourselves with other races? That's a conversation that we need to start having, especially for the coming generations.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so, and you see now those dynamics is not just like a Caucasian coming to an African country to start up an NGO. It now goes to the real topic that we are talking about, the dating, and assuming or believing once somebody who is a white talking to you, texting you, inboxing you, there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
These ladies who are watching here, I want to ask them the question, the viewers. And thank you so much for keeping us company up to now. You can keep on sharing the video. I see some of you are still tagging your friends. Feel free to tag a friend. Feel free to reshare the video again to bring in more people to watch together with us. Has a Caucasian man ever approached you on your inbox? Has a white man ever approached you? And you too, as a lady who is watching this today, maybe you have never worked with them. I think working with some of them opens your mind really deeply. For you, you started in college. you were studying together with them, and then you graduated, and now you're working, and then you're working with some of them. And that played a very big role. So some of them are watching us here. They have never experienced that. What they are relying on is the story and rumors. If you meet a white man, he's romantic. A white man is honest. A white man doesn't beat a wife. A white man will do all the home chores. In your own experience, living there in the US, I am sure you have friends. Do you have any friends from Africa married with Caucasians?
Of course, I have so many. I have so
Without
many.
mentioning their names, what are some of the nasty stories you hear
Actually,
about them?
not nasty. You know,
Yeah,
I think. Let me start by saying, a man is
yeah.
a man is a man.
A
Black,
man is a
white,
man.
brown.
A man is always a
A
man.
man is a man is a man.
Yeah.
Baby girl, do not be lied to that. So if a man is bad, no matter the color of their
No
skin,
matter
or
how
green,
handsome Japanese
brown,
he
tall,
is. Yeah.
short, fat, a man is a man is a man. Let's start
Yeah.
from there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen some very successful interracial marriages. Beautiful, beautiful, relationships blossoming. Sometimes I was telling my friends, hey, labda nitaitikia kudate mzungu.
You're like, I
You know,
think I should try also one. Eh?
Yeah, so beautiful
It's
relationships.
beautiful.
On the other end, I've had cases, and I don't, and not to, so again, there's one extreme where it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Another extreme where there's domestic violence, where there's people are being murdered, and so there's a big extreme, and you cannot use one example to offer judgment. I think what we can say is love, don't only date somebody because they offer an opportunity, especially if you don't really know them. Take your time to know them and do a bit of research. And if you're going to take that leap of faith to be with a foreign man and maybe be brought to a foreign land, talk to people, let people know, because I've heard of people who've been locked up in basements and just been abused, and they don't have anybody to talk to. We had another case in Connecticut, which is 2 states away from where I live, and the lady was killed. She was intermarried. Even right now, we've never found out what happened. But also, again, on the other end, we have beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stories. So I think it's just being careful when you're dealing with any man, to be frank with you, but also somebody who is from a different culture, because there's those cultural differences that they really impact relationships. But all in all, the ones who I know, the ones close to me, are very happy. Again, they definitely say they went there because they're more romantic. I have a friend whose husband is Caucasian, and he went to class to learn how to make chapati for her. So he will just cook for her, and they have like 3 cats and 3 dogs. So again, it's what works for you, but just don't, as a young lady, beautiful Kenyan women, just don't be with someone because they offer you something that looks like a better future but risky, right? Do your homework and take your time.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I've seen some of the people, because earlier on I asked a few of the viewers if they have any family members married to a Caucasian, and all of them, they're giving like Anne Tokumu, my sister has been married to a Swedish guy, no regret, and I have seen many friends. Okay, so it depends. At the end of the day, it's the person that you choose, the person that you say I do, and if genuinely you are going to him for love. The ultimate thing was love. You met this man, whether online or through a friend or a dating website. The main reason for you to be together with him, it was purely for love and to start a relationship and a family. As we are moving on, we're almost winding up, Essy. We are moving now to the blame part, blame game. Let me ask the viewers before I ask you. All the viewers, Mike, Oliver's story and the ladies, who do you blame? Who do you really, really, really honestly blame on this story? Because I will give you another scenario.
Mm-hmm.
I can leave my phone
Mm-hmm.
on the desk or in the hotel room. I am Mike. Let me pretend I'm Mike Oliver. I have all these pictures with these ladies. I leave my phone in the hotel room, and probably one of the ladies gets access to the phone, gets the phone and has the password and has the pictures, and says, "Hey, why not? I think this thing can go viral." Transfers all those pictures to her phone. And you know, sending pictures on WhatsApp or on Messenger, it takes microseconds. You just select all pictures. On Facebook, I think, as far as I was trying to post pictures and sharing, 40 pictures, you can share them at a go. So it's on the other hand, it's not just Oliver who was sharing the videos or the pictures. I mean, it could be somebody who just got the pictures and say, let me expose all these ladies. I didn't take any selfie with this guy, but I just want to make them feel or maybe one of the girls discovered that there was another friend in the mix. And she said, I just want to mess this lady together with all these ladies and share online. I mean, that's another scenario. That's another scenario.
Yes.
So the question is, who do you blame the most? Let me read quickly before you respond to that question.
Mm-hmm.
Married ladies, according to Caroline, she blames the married ladies. Jocelyn blames the ladies. Leah blames the ladies.
Wow.
V. Angira says that she blames both. Okay, Queena says the
Wow.
ladies. Okay,
Wow.
Award says the ladies. Peter says the ladies.
Wow.
Akita says I blame both. This one says Shalen Yator says the man. I blame coronavirus. John Wangendo both the buyer and the seller. Rahab says both. Nikita says, you can see ladies are saying ladies are to be blamed. When you see those comments, ladies, and when I asked you to do this talk with you, I showed you my post. 700 comments. And you say, Benjamin, the way ladies have been blamed in that post, my goodness.
Yeah.
Why do you think ladies blame the ladies, first of all?
Okay, and just let me answer that in 2 steps. Let me first put away this Oliver case and say about ladies blaming ladies. And I do apologize for the ladies because this might come out a little bit harsh and rude. Mm-hmm. I feel like women don't have each other's back in our Kenyan community. Mm-hmm. We've not been taught or we've not learned to have compassion for each other as women. Mm-hmm. If we are able to take down a woman, especially a woman who looks like they're powerful or doing good, I feel like in our Kenyan community, it makes us feel better. And I apologize and I feel bad saying that, but that is how I feel because mm-hmm. I've seen so many scenarios where women just take each other down so harshly. Now, that being said, mm-hmm. back to Oliver case, I get where a lot of women and men are coming from when they blame women because they've seen these women going and, you know, again, in our culture where we talk about side women, mm-hmm. You know, there's walikuwa na huyo mzungu kwa sababu ya pesa, and maybe it's true, mm-hmm. I still feel the women were the victims in this case. I do not blame the women. Again, two different things. Were there moral issues? They definitely were.
Yeah, like the supposedly married women still going with him. There's a question mark there.
There's a question mark that was wrong. Mm-hmm. Not as
the innocent ladies who are not married going after him, maybe purely for love. And how do you blame them?
And even the married women, I just want to say that even if you see a married woman cheating on their man, they're looking mm-hmm. for more than, it's not about money, it's more emotional. So I don't want to, even the men, because Kenyan men have cheated long time in memory and women forgive. But when one woman is caught cheating, it's we're going to shut the country down.
If you cheat, Essy Soni, and the way you have spoken like this,
No, I'm
people
not.
will be like, no, no. This
No.
is the same Essy Soni was talking here. But
No.
if I cheat,
Yep.
people will
Oh.
say, but you know, Benjamin,
Man, you know,
but you know, women want
yeah,
him. So
yeah,
so what can
yeah.
you
It's
do?
women. It's women. They're
The
always in his inbox.
women are the one who want him. It's
Yeah.
not him.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure they were all over because you know he looked like he can buy them this and this. So we've learned to excuse men's behavior, but
Yeah.
we've learned not to understand or even forgive women's behavior. And sometimes women, I mean, there's always the rotten. You know, like I always say, in a bag of mangoes, 20% will be rotten. So
Yeah.
we're not talking about the rotten ones. But if you see a married woman cheat, and that's maybe a topic of another day. It's really because she has tried and given and given and given and given and given in her relationship. But that is separate. The married women who cheated, it's wrong. I'm not excusing that.
That's
It is wrong.
Absolutely
I
wrong.
have no excuse for that. You should have stood by your vows. It's wrong. Now let's talk about the other women in general. The other women I'm putting myself in their shoes, and this is a woman who's in Kenya, who's trying to do better for herself and better for her family. And this man comes and tells you, you're a beautiful queen. I've never been with any other black woman. You're my Kenyan queen, and I'll do everything I can, to make sure I win your heart. But without her knowing that he's telling that to over 50 women at the same time. So I genuinely believe most women there were victims. When I looked at those photos, those women were looking up to this man from a place of love. You can tell in their eyes the way they were holding him, most of them. So for me, I genuinely believe the ladies were the victims in this case. Even if, let's talk about that scenario where maybe somebody exposed him, because that I've thought about that too. But still, he was talking to multiple women at the same time and keeping evidence. That is an issue right
That's
there.
an issue. He's a player, he's a womanizer, he's a man who is irresponsible, and just wants to sleep with any available woman that he comes across to.
Yes.
Which is not okay.
Which is not okay. And you can tell from the range, he's just like going with anything that looks like a woman. He doesn't have a taste. It's not like, oh, this is I love this, and maybe I talk to this, because this one was just trying to mess around with as many women as he could, as quick as he can, and keeping evidence of that. Whether he licked them or not, that still cannot be excusable.
Wow.
Right?
Thank you so much. Yeah, we're almost winding up, 1 hour gone. Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, the blame game goes on, but in my show, as I normally do, I don't believe in blaming. You can blame as much as you can, but if your daughter is there, the blame will change. But now that your daughter is not there, my cousin is not there, my sister obviously is not there, or my aunt is not there, or I am not there, then the blame levels go high. But at the end of the day, we have to think about the possibility of viral infection, the STIs, which can be very traumatizing. I've hosted people who live with HIV, and I keep in touch with them, and they share their very intimate stories on a daily basis, coming live on a social media, especially Facebook, the most brutal platform that I know. Even celebrities avoid Facebook as much as they can. Here you get the worst direct reply when you're doing the live video. Most of them stick on Twitter or on Instagram, and now YouTube channel, where you can do your video and escape all the criticism. But Facebook is real. But when you meet a man or a woman come to share their story about living with HIV, which could have been transmitted to him or her through this kind of Mike Oliver's story, people forget and put that on a side. And there are men who celebrate. They say those ladies deserve to die. They deserve to have HIV. They deserve to I mean, it's a lesson to all of them. But you see, these men say this, but I know most of them, if not all of them, they have lost a family member through HIV. I think I should ask even the viewers, have you ever lost a close family member through HIV? If you have never lost one, if you had HIV now, what is your next move? If you confirm today you have HIV, what is and I'm not condemning the people who live with HIV, those who are watching us, we are not demonizing because I've hosted them, but in a broader picture, these people go through a lot. When I hosted them and people condemned me, people told me, people are going to say, Benjamin, why are you hosting people living with HIV? Do you also have HIV? You're going to lose the followers. Your show should stick on this line. Leave those people alone. So the stigma, the hate, and what people say about these things, people forget about that. But if you have been a victim, or if Mike Oliver landed on a lady, that you're going to land on this lady in the next 1 month, God forbid. What would you like to say about that, especially with the blame game? Yeah. Hey, can you hear me?
You're looking to the people or me?
Yeah, I'm talking now to you. Now I'm asking you, like, finally, let's talk briefly about the STIs as we wind up with the self-love.
There
is the STI that comes with sleeping with multiple partners, increases the chances.
Yes.
If he actually slept with 27 women, and those women have boyfriends, and those boyfriends have side women, the chances are it's the cycle is so big.
And it's unfortunate that we don't like discussing these topics. And kudos to you, because you've brought these topics. You've brought people who are considered to be outsiders, like transgenders. I respect that, and please don't stop.
Thank you so much.
To make sure everybody's included. So it's so unfortunate because in our culture we don't talk about intimacy, we don't talk about sex, we don't talk about sex protection. Again, we see a mzungu who's fat, we don't think this person would be sick. It's very unfortunate because these will be transmitted across many people, and people will suffer mental and emotional abuse. I think it is what it is. These will have unintended consequences, and even more victims than.
And some of them, maybe unfortunately, they are watching us doing this, and they are like, "Oh, here we go again. These people are talking about us. They are talking about me." And that lady who is watching us, she's going through that depression and mental breakdown. Yeah. So the effect here, continue, please. Sorry to cut you short. The effect here.
Yeah, the effect. And that's what I'm saying sometimes. First of all, let's have candid conversations, but also be open with ourselves. I'm sleeping with this man, or I'm sleeping with this woman. I've not known him for so long. There's the question that we need to start being more self-aware and careful, and start using protection, or at least waiting for a few 6 months and getting tested. But again, I think you cannot even help that, because even if you get tested after 6 months and then somebody still cheats out there and you get the disease. But also having compassion. Again, we've come such a long way. HIV shouldn't be a stigma anymore. Their medication, I'm not excusing immoral behavior, but if you have it, it's not the end of the road. There's counseling. Please go for counseling. There's what are they called? ARVs. There's a medication to maintain that. It shouldn't be a death sentence. But again, you'd have to surround yourself with people who are compassionate, because it still has a lot of stigma. And the STIs diseases, again, for our girls, I say, be very careful when you're dealing with men in general, and especially when you're dealing with a man who has not assured you that it's a monogamous relationship. I think it's good to use protection.
Or get tested.
or get tested, but then even if you get tested, and they still jump around here and there, because
it's still meaninless. It's still at the end of the day, it's pointless.
It's still pointless. So I think let's be a culture of trusting one another, but also being, because if I care for you, Benjamin, if I'm in a relationship with you and I care for your health, I will not jump around, right? Just like you as a man, you should start looking at a woman and caring for that woman, so that you don't, and if you don't mess around, but if you have to mess around, then you use protection to make sure that you're not impacting the person you care for. So being mindful.
People should stop testing people with their eyes. Like I can see Essy, you look very healthy. Eh?
Yeah, I love it. They don't know that, there is like medication. These days, HIV, especially in these Western countries, is like having a headache. You just need to take one pill every day, and you're good to maintain it.
No.
Yeah, so you just have to be careful.
I've hosted them. I've hosted some of those people, and they tell me it's people just say it's normal, it's okay. But at the end of the day, they are the ones when they go to bed, when they take that pill, it's about them and the pill. And it's, remember, you're taking the pill for the rest of your life.
Yes, and you're
Let
alone.
Yeah, and
It's
you're
not
alone.
easy.
It's
Not
not
easy.
it's not easy. It's not gonna be easy. If
Yeah.
somebody told you to take some pills for the rest of your life, then you know this is not a joke. This
Yep.
is something serious.
Yeah.
Finally,
Yes.
let's wind up with self-love. Talk to the ladies.
Oh, I love you. I love the ladies so much.
Yeah, self-love until when they meet a Caucasian next time. When they meet Mike Oliver,
Yeah.
they should stick stick to another person, another kind of a person. What can they do to attain self-love?
You know, again, it's easier said than done. For me, the process started very slowly. I started talking to myself. Again, I always say you have to talk to yourself because you have to be your best cheerleader. So you have to talk to yourself and start by going back to the basics of who am I? Because if you don't know who you are, other people will start telling you who you are. And if you have to fit, if I have to come on Facebook having to be what other people have defined as beautiful so that I can fit in. And then, like you say, at the end of the day, I'm alone. I have to deal with alone,
It's alone.
right?
If you're taking that pill, you
Yeah.
are taking it alone, my friend.
You're
We are
taking
not
it
there.
you're
Yeah.
taking it alone, or if you don't love who you are, even if Essy Soni, the social personality, goes out there, posts photos, and they get 200 likes. At the end of the day, when I'm alone in the house, I have to face me, who I don't love. I don't know who I am, and I'm alone with me. So I always tell ladies, and this conversation will one day go to men, but for my ladies, start the process of knowing who you are and being okay with who you are. You know, there's one thing I read that really changed who I am. It says the body you were given by God, that is your body forever. Forever. So you either be in love with it or you're going to lead a miserable life because this is you for a long time. so so it's having that, building that relationship with your body, with yourself, and start by being kind to yourself. You know, we've been taught to be kind to others, but are you kind to yourself? So say some gentle things to yourself once in a while. You know, even if you don't believe. I always have I work a lot and sometimes I'm tired, dark eyes. Sometimes I go to the mirror and tell myself, oh my God, those eyes are so beautiful. Or you don't have any dark circles, and I'm seeing them, right? So sometimes just being kind to yourself, talking to yourself, and also telling yourself, you know what, I love me. When you keep saying it so much, you change your mindset, and one day it will just pop up. And also, I also say being aware of how you're feeling. So being in tune with yourself and taking time to meditate and try to understand, how am I feeling today? Being selfish with your peace of mind. Today, I am not at a 10. Today, I'm at a 1.5. So I cannot bring other people to my space, because if they deplete the little fuel that I have, I'll be left with nothing. So being selfish, when I'm at a 5, less than a 5, I am in my own space, and I only open up to the tight circle. But love yourself. Be selfish with your mind of space. When you are conscious about your peace of mind and you realize you're not at peace, block everything out. Stay away from social media. Read a little bit. Sing if singing is what works for you, and just keep on. Even a car needs petrol, diesel to work. You have to keep refueling yourself. So I always encourage self-love. I call it jipe raha in Swahili. I always say jipe raha mwenyewe. There's nobody else who can make you happy. Yeah.
Give yourself love.
Yeah.
Give yourself love. Yeah.
Yes.
And the people who have no self-love, I believe they are victims. They will be victims, and they will be used. They will be misused in a bad relationship, or with a con man, or with a romantic guy, a player coming to your inbox and trying to praise you, praising you like, oh my goodness, I couldn't believe that this man sees me as a very beautiful woman. If you don't believe that you're beautiful the way you are, as I said in my video yesterday, my YouTube channel, Benjamin Junior Bogonko, I posted a clip last year characteristics of a player. And a player is a man who has mastered women deep inside and outside. He knows what to say. He knows how to say what he wants to say. He knows exactly this is what women want. This is what women love. And the moment he gets a woman, that woman will do anything. And in my video, in that YouTube video, I say that player come through your head and then gets into your heart. Once he's inside your heart, then begins controlling your emotions, controlling in everything that you're doing. Any lady who has ever dated a womanizer, a Mike Oliver kind of, I'm just assuming that Mike Oliver, if he was together with all these women, then obviously he knows how to talk with women.
Yeah.
You can't have these women if you don't know how to talk to them. A player knows exactly, if I approach a woman like this, if I do this to her, chances are she will say yes to me, whether he is using money or even very little money. I have met players in my life. I know them as men. And there's a time I was feeling jealous. A man who was sleeping with so many ladies. I was like, how do you sleep with all these ladies? In my 20s, I was so I sat down with this guy, and he was explaining to me that this is what ladies want. When you approach them, when you talk to them, when you do this, they love it. They will always say yes. But when you do this and this, they will never do anything to you. And many men struggle. There are many men even watching here that they struggle on how to approach a woman, right from the DM and on a real life. When I do those meet and mingles, I put a man and a woman. He has nothing to say. The man asks a woman, "What do you think about me?" What do you think about me? So the lady is like, what do I think about you? I see you're Benjamin, so I don't know what I think about you. So the techniques that I always encourage the ladies is, men are hunters. Men will always pursue women, whether they are married, whether they are pastors, whether they are in happy relationships. They will still pursue women. There is no way you can stop it.
Yeah.
But as I always empower the women, you have the cookie. It's at the end of the day, it's the lady who has the powers to say no, to refuse. If you open your legs, if I use very gross explanation, a woman opens her legs. You are receiving. Honestly, you're receiving. There is no way you're going to block. If you open your legs and somebody is going inside you, there is no way you can stop it. You know, you're just like, I've surrendered. This is for you. I've given to you. And so even for my two sisters, I tell them, you have the power to say no, no matter how much this guy is romantic, no matter how much money he's putting in front of you. At the end of the day, you're the one who is going to say no. Because as you can see, ladies blame those ladies a lot. Men are praising the man. So if ladies are blaming the ladies and men are supporting the guy, who is winning? Obviously, it's the man. Oliver is the hero. Oliver is the
world.
Yes. Man's world. Oliver is the hero. Yeah. The ladies, go to hell. If you have HIV, go take those ARVs. Let it be a lesson. And that is how our society is.
Yeah.
People will blame women. Yeah. People will always condemn women.
Yeah.
Women will condemn women.
Yeah.
Men will condemn women. But men will always praise a man and support the guy and say, Mike Oliver, come on, sleep with many more.
He's a hero for exposing the looseness in our society.
I don't support that. My message is to ladies, if you love yourself, learn to say no. If you're a man and is watching this video, you have a daughter, tell your daughter, learn to say no. Learn to say no. If you're praising Oliver and you have two beautiful daughters, what you're trying to say, my daughters, I love you ladies, you're still young. I think you will make right decisions when you grow up. But if you don't tell them to know characteristics of a player, a man who is coming to ruin your life just to pay you some little money, have sex with you, your daughters will be the next on the next Facebook with the next Oliver. And that's how life is. And that's my message about self. If you love yourself, then you love your kids, then you love your wife, then you love your life, and then you protect this family.
Yeah.
And then you condemn anything that is bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my parting shot.
I agree, and
Yeah.
you've really put it perfectly. You've
Mhm.
and you know, the self love does not even just come with cookie, because I mean, cookie is a beautiful thing,
Yeah, obviously.
right? So
Yeah.
so we're not telling women not to enjoy the
Yeah.
process, right?
Mhm.
But just to enjoy it in a safe, in where you appreciate it, not where you're being used.
Mhm.
But I also want to say, to tell men to just be a little bit compassionate to women, because as women we're very emotional. Sometimes it's really hard for us to discern between a player and, like, because like you say,
Yeah.
they know that what to say, and
Players
that's
are
why
very smart.
and
Players
that's
are
why
very smart.
you see
Yeah.
sometimes women also go through emotional abuse, because at first they come, they put you all in, and then they break you, and now you don't know how to live without them, because they're the ones who always told you you're beautiful. Now they're telling you you're not beautiful anymore. So they kind of have learned that manipulation process. But just to the message out there for men, as we are learning to love ourselves as women, have compassionate on us too as men. We're not don't use us and throw us around and take advantage of our emotions. So I want to preach compassion to our Kenyan community, both to the side of women. Let's learn to be compassionate to one another, but also the men. Be compassionate towards us women.
Yeah.
We're beautiful creatures who are very emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. That marks the end of the talk. Unless there's a question from the viewers, but I don't think we are going to take any questions.
Yeah.
I hope
Okay.
you enjoyed this discussion together with my guest today, Essy Soni, the queen of self-love, self-happiness, and self-growth. If you like what she was talking about as a woman, especially as a lady watching from all over the world, and you want to contact her, Essy, how can they get you? How can they watch you? How can they get your vibes?
So Essy Soni is my Facebook page. I
Mhm.
also have my Facebook profile, is it profile page, but I also have Tujadiliane Live na Essy Soni, which is a public page. You can always shoot me a text or join. I also have a group right now that has not grown. I'm still taking some time to grow it. It's called Jiperaha. So you can also join that. But when you search Essy Soni, you should find me to Jadiliane Live na Essy Soni, and Jiperaha is also my page. And I just want to end by saying, Jiperaha, find what makes you happy. Do not let anybody impact your peace of mind, and always be very selfish with your peace of mind.
All right. Thank you so much. So go
Yep.
ahead and find Essy Soni, follow her, listen to her live videos. She does amazing live videos together with me. And I hope I will be having you again
Of
sometime in
course.
future. Yeah.
Of course. Of course.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the
Thank you.
love. Thank you for accepting to do this talk with me. I really appreciate it. I wish you nothing but the best. Continue loving yourself. Spread the same vibe, not only to other ladies, but to yourself as much as you can.
Thank you. Thank you. And
Thank you
thank you
so
to the
much.
viewers. Very humbled.
Thank you, viewers. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you. Thank you. May God bless you guys. Love yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day, your night, your morning, your afternoon. It's been an honor. It's been a thrill. And if we touched any toes, especially the Caucasians or our fellow Black ladies and women, that was not our job. It was a candid talk about us. Thank you so much, Essy.
Thank you. Bye,
Thank you.
guys.
Enjoy your afternoon. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
All right. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, see you again in the next live video, maybe this coming weekend, the Meet and Mingle live shows. Until then, like and follow this page. If you watch for the first time, this is Benjamin Junior Bogonko, your host. I hope to see you in the next live video. Goodbye and God bless. Take care.